So I did do 100k overall in a quarter stars earlier, but I've uploaded 2 quarter stars recently. The commentary over that person's run, and then my own quarter stars. So it's kind of my curse is to do well in dungeons I recently uploaded. So instead, you're getting a Kurog video. So this is currently rank 1 non-externals for all mages. So I'm gonna get 5 PIs, but yep, we'll just go with it. Let me pull up the talents really quick. It's essentially just the center talents. So yeah, make sure you're taking overwhelming energy. I didn't have that on my video yesterday because I recorded at 5 a.m. Luckily, I'm not recording at 5 a.m., so I'm able to say that. What you put like down here doesn't really matter. I mean, I dropped temporal velocity for time manipulation. I should have done that here. I didn't do it, but I recommend doing that just because you're not actually playing any cleave talents, so you're not playing Ice Collar. You have freezing winds, but when the ads are out in the Earth phase, your filler is just going to be single target generate icicles, whereas you would want to be using Ice Nova on cooldown, so it's good to have time manipulation. And this is just really good because it's for most people, generally like the highest simming 2-target build, and then your orbs just line up really well with the ads and P2, which you'll see. So, yeah. Open the precast frostbolt into flurry, and then we're off. I'd like to stand off to the side here because orb has a minimum travel distance and I don't want it to go through the mobs. So save orb for that. Make sure I get full use out of my rune. I did forget to pot, as you can see here, so I'll use it probably in like 20 minutes. I don't know. You know how it goes. Shifting power when he has Winter's Chill, because that's a minor damage increase. Staying on the stack. Our goal here is to get Icy Veins back up. Ideally, you'd probably want to hold it for the Searing Carnage, but yeah, so you can see I potted there, did my second lust. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to move off to the side, use my Rune of Power there, because if I didn't get Searing Carnage, what's going to happen is I can still stay in my Rune of Power. And then here, I just alter back in, make sure I get full use of my prop before using it again. Since I'm so close to the boss, that generally includes all of the duration. Make sure I'm staying inside my Rune of Power still. There's no reason to go over there early. We have quite a while till the pools spawn, 20 seconds in fact. This would be a time where, if this is prog and not farm, I'd be using more. I mean, technically we're still progging the tier, so yeah. But I would be using more active defensives, so. I did remove my Kurog damage ticks week aura, so it's not great for actively playing my defensives. I have quite bad alter time usage this kill, just in general. Because now would make a good time to alter. That's okay. So I just don't use it. Anyway, I'm using Orb here, even though he's about to face the stage 2 relatively soon. Once he does, a couple of frostbolts to build up those icicles, so I can just start pumping right away. Also good to get your procs out. So here the goal is we're gonna run in the middle once you get Searing Carnage, and so what I want to do is Ice Flows Shifting Power, essentially. See? Ice Flow, Shifting Power, and then by the time the Searing Carnage ends, I'm going to be orbing with Icy Veins, right? There, because my haste, I actually overcapped a Fingers of Frost at the start of that, so. Since I didn't have a flurry, I delayed using that, Fingers of Frost till I put my rock down, but not something you really have to think about. So this intermission is going to end at a relatively good time for me. As you can see, my Frozen Orb is essentially coming off cooldown. Probably shouldn't have sent that flurry, but That's right. And so here is around when you want to Frozen Orb. You just want to have your Frozen Orb out like right now, essentially, because otherwise it's not going to come back up in time with just shifting power for the ad phase. She used shifting power with the first one, and you can see it was a poor alter timing, but there's a weak aura that just shows you when the next damage tick is, because bigwigs and DBM don't show it, but I, as I mentioned before, disabled it. So the target count for you to use Blizzard without Ice Collar or Freezing Rain is 7 targets, and this is not 7 targets, it's 6, so instead I'll just be doing the normal rotation. And I had, both Rune of Powers up for it, so not together at the same time, but to chain them if necessary, which it wasn't. Again, that was a horrendously stupid alter. I'm just holding it, and then I canceled it when it was shown that I definitely wasn't going to drop below 43%, so. Have already health stoned. Health potted, I mean. But then here, I'm not going to use another Icy Veins. Or I am. Never mind, I lied to you. I am going to use another Icy Veins. Normally, our intermission's long enough that like my pot is up with my lust there, but it wasn't because we've just killing it so much faster this week. So if you're progging this, your pot will probably be up with your lust there, or you'll hold your lust to go with your pot for the second ad set in P2, which is fine. You get a bunch of boss damage from that. I mean, you're literally doing nothing but boss damage and like every once in a while shooting a Ice Nova. So here, probably a good time to save your Frozen Orb for ads. But if I did, my Icy Veins would ran out, which also would not have been ideal. So, but in the future, probably gonna save it. I think I'm gonna end up potting on these ads too, just because the boss. Yep, I did. The boss is actually at 24% right now. If you don't know, like getting him to this phase with like 29% is really considered a very good pull for boss damage. So did not need my extra boss damage. But obviously it would have been ideal to either pot P2 with the ads when prioritizing the boss quite a bit. Not that much funnel damage because I'm not running Ice Color, but I'm not really losing any priority damage doing AoE at that phase because I'm also not playing any AoE talents. So then here's where you'll probably encounter like the biggest loss in your damage, depending on how your tanks do the fight. It's totally fine. It's a fine decision to do to, make sure you're not going to wipe the raid, but they do drag the ad away. Near the end quite a lot. But I'm getting some good cleave here, so could have reacted that Fierce Frost much better. You can see bye-bye ad. Rip my cleave. That's all right. Yeah, this is the reason why you dragged the ad away. It's for that. Double bolt hell. Pretty dangerous for your melee. And there you go. That's really it. We can just go over quickly kind of like my buffs and stuff from Warcraft logs though. If you're wondering, here's my damage breakdown. A lot of icicles, I have 35% mastery, so it's not that surprising. There's the overall breakdown, and here's the damage to boss as well. So, and then I guess we can also look at, I'm not even sure which one of these are the actual ads. It might be this. Yeah, this would be the P2 ads as well. So anyway, if we take a quick look at buff up time, 100% Icy Veins buff up time, that's pretty sexy. Relatively low Rune of Power actually, so that's kind of strange. I'll have to maybe look into that. Good lust timings. If you do get like Blessing of Autumn, depending on your kill timing, you can get like 4 lusts instead of 3, but externals, cringe. 62% Ozarweave uptime. Normally 66% is the average in a sim, so this is relatively on the lower side of what you might expect or hope for in a fight. You know, I've seen up to 78%, so yeah. 79% touch ice uptime is pretty good though. And I'm of course running Whispering Carnage icon, so I have pretty good uptime on this inspired effect. So yeah. Nothing else to really mention here. If you have any comments, questions, leave them down below. Thanks for watching.